Hello everybody and welcome back to Silverrun Forest. So we've moved on another month and we are just going through our selection of yows that we have. Well, lambs and sheep. So we're not going to go get any rams, although we seem to always have plenty of rams for sale and not many yows. So we have got a mixture of high and good, but a lot of these 10-month-olds, so that's quite young. Here 2 months, and then this one is 12 months. So we're going to buy the selected, which is £1,080. So let's buy them, and if we hop out we can now start to see we have a multicoloured selection of sheep, and we've got a load of young and old. I am looking forward to if we do eventually get different designs so that the rams and the ewes, or the tups, don't all look the same, so you can see a distinct difference in them. But our wool production is slowly getting there. We almost have a full pallet, so on there's 771 litres, so that's still got a little way to go until that's full. So the aim of this episode is we want to, if we go up to here, we want to buy the old sawmill, because then we can look at getting the prefabricated walls. If we go to here and buy, basically we need 391,000, which does mean we are slightly short. So I think what we are going to do is we're going to go look for a collectible, and if I'm right in thinking, there is one. Just need to be sure on the location. I know where there is one in the yard, or where there used to be one in the yard, but I do think there is one up here somewhere on looking over the whole sawmill. I'm going to say it's up on them rocks there. I'm just trying to remember, I'm definitely up high somewhere, and I can't remember where those rocks, but it was definitely overlooking the sawmill, unless it's over there. But let's go up here first, and then we can look at getting all our products, get a lot of products sold. There we go. Brilliant. What is it? Is it a little fox? Oh, we don't want to fall off. I would say so. Well, if we go up and collect it, yeah, fox. So that has now, we need 100,000 to finish off everything that we've got. So if we go along to any of these trees, no, but the grass has grown back lovely, which is nice. The only thing that's slightly bit off is on this, when we did this one, we managed to get rid of all these bushes. But this time when mowing, we haven't, so I don't quite understand why we've still got all these. They all should have gone in the mowing process, but this is going to take a long time, because I think on Oakbridge Farms we're 4 years in, and this, is it stone pine? I can't remember, one of them we planted, and 4 years later they're only on the first and or second growth stage. Right, we need the wagon, and we don't need any of this timber, so we're going to drop that off. And if we go up here, we can go get our trailer and look at loading up all our products and try and make that 100,000, which should be attainable. But if we just have a quick look on productions, so the barrel factory is long planks and metal. Flooring factory, we're just putting planks into there. Iron furnace, so that'll need a top up in the next episode. Plenty of timber. Obviously we've got the spinnery, but there's no wool to put in just yet. And wood there is, oh hello. So yeah, this is going to be a fairly big job, gathering everything up and getting ourselves fully loaded to try and make this 100 grand. And when we do, I'm not lined up properly there, and when we do, that load of timber that we had in the trailer, that's going to go straight to the old sawmill, so that we can start producing more and more products and get producing those planks. So here we go, the first load to the railway. I can't see too much difference or change in the railway here. But let's go through this. It's taken all the beams. It's taken some, well, we've made a fair bit, 30,000 there nearly, just out of that, which has taken beams and staircase rails. Let's just put straps back over. And let's see, oh, roller coaster storage, here we go. So we're still just metal. Yeah, nothing's changed in that front. And have we got enough planks, wooden beams? Yeah, we're about full of metal. I don't think there's any point bringing any metal here. So we'll take this over to Silverrun Market. Let's see what's happening over here. Because another thing I'm toying with is, depending on finances wise, toying with buying. So let's just unstrap all these and let's sell them. Oh, brilliant, 410,000. So we can now, if we go get our log trailer, we can go and buy the sawmill. We could, if we wanted to, sell the wood, then buy the sawmill. Then we'll most likely have the wood already in there and made more money. But I don't think that would be the correct way to do it. And we will leave this down at the bottom because we have our metal to sell at some point. But we won't be doing that. That may be at the end of the episode. So that's really nice to see that we have the finances before we actually need them. So if we just pull here, let's flick through to the trailer. Let's drop that off. We can now go get this trailer put on. And we may even, all the wood that we do have on storage next to the side of the track, we may be able to bang all that into the sawmill, because that should work at a faster production rate than what ours is, just as long as we make sure that everything else is fully loaded. So we'll have to see when we buy this, see whether we have to use that trigger or not, because I seem to believe you used to just be able to reverse in and then it would start taking the logs. So let's hop out. We could have leased this if we wanted to, but I think it's much better to buy it. So now we're down to £19,474, which, well, we could have changed this into dollars, but I think it means then you have to change it for every episode, change it back to dollars and pounds, considering we're on Oakbridge Farm as well. So I think we'll stick with pounds. Makes the most amount of sense to me. So if we reverse this in, is it automatically going to start up or not? So it straps off. No, so we do need to go press this trigger by the looks of it. So round the corner to here. Oh, it empties the whole thing, but we don't have the animation anymore. So we can get, we can get a lot more wood into here. So we'll bob back, we'll get another full load, and we'll fill up our sawmill. We'll fill up the wood turner first, and then make sure we come back here with a full load of logs. So with another full load, we'll go up to this sawmill, we'll get this topped off, and then it will be filling up again to go to the wood turner, and then try and get as much as we can into the other sawmill. If we can fill it, that would be absolutely brilliant. And we haven't checked the production to see what we're making. I'm just guessing that it would have automatically started doing everything for us. And I think that roller coaster is progressing. It certainly looks slightly different. Then hopefully all the wood chips we get will be very handy. I don't know whether I've mentioned, we may look at, depending on the money that we make off the metal, it will be worth looking at fields, because I do think it would be quite nice, because this wool production may be a lot slower using the realistic livestock mod, so it may be worth going and so that's full. So it may be worth going and starting to plant a load of cotton. I do believe I haven't put on this. We're not doing seasons, so I think we can do cotton fairly fast. But whilst we're here, we'll just stop. Let's have a look at the map and see which would be the best field to go for. So I would say, I was going to say 26, but you get all that land with it, so that's 110,000. 124, so that's 38,000 per hectare. This one's 77, so that's cheaper for us to go for. Or 39, what's that? That's even cheaper. I do like 27. Or, we could go for 41, which we'll just need to plough that ourselves. So we'll have a look. But we're going to get another full load and then get to, well, we can take this to the wood turner as is, and then we'll have to get back to load up with what timber we have left on this, on the side of the road, and get that up to the sawmill. So the wood turner now, take a nice wide berth so we hopefully don't hit anyone's letterboxes or anything like that. Now let's jump and put whatever we can in here. So we now know that's full. Let's just straps off, straps on, just so it drops everything back down to the bottom. Reverse out of here, and let's just hope there's no cars to reverse into. Do you reckon, couldn't we should be able to do this turn without doing very minimal damage? Like so. We'll go get a load more logs and I will see you back at the sawmill. So for the second time this episode we return. So let's just turn around so we're in a good reversing position. Reverse back into this water and we'll go press the trigger again. And we shouldn't be far off being full. There is enough timber left for us to fill this up completely if that is something we wish to do. I would like to in the future buy the paper mill, which I do believe you can send just timber there, or is it plank? No, you can't do planks. Can't remember. I think it may be just timber to send to there. So let's put that in. So we're 92,000. So that has plenty to go at, and we'll look at the production. So where old sawmill. Okay, so nothing's activated. So it was a good thing that we went on here. So let's put all of these on. Planks and long... Or do we just go? Hold on. Let's deactivate these two. We'll get the prefab walls and wooden beams from here. Our sawmill, we will deactivate the wooden beams and we will produce these. So we know that from our sawmill we are solely supplying the barrel factory and the flooring tile, is it roofing tile, sorry. So we know for out of our one, they can all go there. Hopefully with running 2 productions instead of 3, we should get a faster turnaround of materials. So we will now go back to the yard. Well, we'll go back to where our pile of timber is. We'll leave this trailer here. We'll go get our other trailer, sell the metal, which should then mean we can finance buying, was it field 41 I think it was, and we can look at actually doing some farming. So we'll just pull into here, we'll load up with metal, get this sold, and then we could really, well, it's like anything, we could really do with buying ourselves a wheel loader and leaving that up at the iron ore factory, at the mine I should say. Let's just pull that so I can get the stacker truck off. At the mine, ready for us whenever we need to. Probably would have been easier running to the stacker truck. There we go. So it's easier for us to load up because we do have the big trailer there, which we can also use for wood chips because we should be turning over a fair amount of wood chips now. Is the money off here, we can buy the field, which means we can then lease. We'll get Black Sheep Modding's the lizard plough, and then we can lease that, rip up the 2 grass fields. We can plant one into good grass and then plant the other one into cotton. So there's 68,000 there. So let's go on to here now, and field 41, so that's 48, so we'll buy that like so. And then whilst we're here, let's just turn this off for the time being. Let's go ploughs. So we have a wide selection of ploughs, but the one we want is this one. I think we're going to have to go with 6 meters, because I don't think, if we go onto our menu and look at medium tractors, this is 190 horsepower. So we are slightly low on the horsepower requirements that it does say to have, but I do know you can use this plough with less horsepower than most other things. So we'll go get this and get some ploughing done. We'll just put our bale forks up in the air so that we can't stab anyone with that by accident. Yeah, let's go get this plough and we'll go look at our new purchase. And here we are. So it is a fair size field. It's a lot bigger than what I thought. You imagine all this in cotton, it should be fair yielding. So we just put that down like that, press Y and lower it. Brilliant. Straight away we can now get this field ploughed in. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 miles an hour. Okay, that's very handy. It also helps that it's relatively flat. So we'll get this field ploughed, we'll get our other field ploughed, then we'll have to just look at what would be the appropriate seed drill, or planter I think we'll need for the cotton. So what would be the appropriate planter that we may very well need. Leaving plenty of room on the edges, because I know the cotton harvesters are fairly substantial. So if we just back into here, try drop it roughly so we keep it somewhat square and in line, and yeah, we'll get on and try and get these worked over. Bigger job than what I thought it was going to be. A bigger tractor and a bigger plough is definitely in order, something that we do need, but there's so much money that we could spend very easily, just unfortunately we don't seem to have it at the minute. But the final piece now, let's get this ploughed up like so we can now lift up and fold. Let's just make sure we turn create field off, and we'll take this over to the grass field over here, which we're going to plough up and put into grass, and we can leave that there for the time being. And we now need to look at planters. We want to get the biggest planter possible, that is definite. 6 meters is just too long, and obviously we're doing at parts, we're doing that at 12 miles an hour. So we'll just drop this off here, and now let's go look at our planters. So we are here. So that's a 6 meter one. where we can do seed and fert as long as we put a front tank on, and that's 150 horsepower. That's 6.76. That's 8 meters, so we could use that one, but that's just seed and it doesn't do cotton. 9 meters, 180. I think that could be the one, because when we get into here, everything's 300 horsepower. So let's go for this. Let's lease this one. I'm hoping it does do cotton. I didn't check that. But yeah, we'll get ourselves over to the store and have a look at what that does. I'm really hoping it does cotton. So now we're at the store. There's 3 things we need to do. Buy some seed, buy some fertiliser, and I'm also thinking we're just going to buy the field information for precision farming. So if we go on to here, precision farming, let's click on. Can we not do it off that menu? How do we get to buy precision farming? Why can't we get... Do we have to go over... That's interesting. Do we have a 3-point? Yes, we do. So if we go on, this could be prime time to use miscellaneous. No, it's not there. Well, whilst we're here, let's go big bags. We want fertilizer, wherever that is. Solid fertilizer. We'll get 2 bags just in case of solid fertilizer. We'll then go to pallets. We will seeds. We'll get 2 pallets of seeds. So that's bought. And then we need to find the Isaria Scout, which we do have the massive ranges on them. So I don't know XXL. Should we just go for that one? Let's lease that. So now we have that on. So let's fill with corn, sorghum, sunflower, soybeans, cotton. Okay, that's brilliant. We can do it. So let's just reverse back to here. I don't quite know how much fertilizer it uses. So we can get that put in. And obviously this isn't a direct seeder. So it's one of the benefits of obviously running the plough through is we can put it straight on. But it doesn't take a lot of seed. So if we now spin round, we'll get our Isaria Scout on the front, and hopefully with this being the modded version and with the XXL it says, we may be able to do the field all in one go. So let's just pull forward, put that on, and let's get ourselves over to the field. And then once we get this drilled, I think that may be the end of the episode, and when we do the next one we'll be in the same month, but we're just turning our attention to the grass field. So if we just unfold the Scout, whoa, that looks huge. The minimap doesn't quite tell us how much we can put in. I think we're just going to have to... if we go to the middle of the field, so let's find where it should come up with the field number on the minimap, I would hope. Yeah, there we go. So field 41. If we take a sample right in the middle, we'll then get some idea of how big it is. So here, so let's put it down and let's see. I'm hoping it'll take the whole field in. Has it done it? F1. Fold. How do we send soil type out? So Y. Yes, please. And then that shouldn't take too long at all, so that it's already back. So let's go on 2. That's huge. Okay, so we got... Does that take in... Well, no, it can't take in for the whole map because we didn't get 26. Right. Well, that was very beneficial. So we go into here and go on to... no, onto this one, sorry. And on to leasing. Oh, no, we don't want to return that because we'll have the grass field to do next. So we'll just put this over here, out the way. We'll get the get our planter on, and we'll get our cotton into here. And obviously seasonal growth is off, so we will be harvesting this at a very strange time of year, but at least it will give us plenty of stuff to go into that spinnery, and then we've just got our sheep on the side. So let's drop this off here. Let's move to the planter. Oh, do we have to attach it first? So let's drop that off. We'll just have to make sure that's still on cotton when we reattach. Like so. So let's go back onto, yeah, this is definitely where we go on to. So let's go onto that. Let's fold that up. We're still on cotton, so we'll just get ourselves lined up. We'll do the headland first, definitely, I would say. So we bring up the menu. Steering assist, yes please. So turn it on, drop it down. Let's get onto this headland, and yeah, we'll get some cotton planted. So close to being the final pass, so we'll just do this little bit and then that will be us done for today. And then in the next episode we will get the plough, we'll plough the grass out, and we can then re-drill it with grass, which will mean getting rid of this planter because this will be no good for us for that. The fertiliser, we should have amples left, so that can obviously go to go to spreading. We also need lime, and we might as well, because the grass, once you've rolled it once, I don't think it needs rolling again, so it'd be worth rolling that and rolling this, so we'll have a fair bit of farm work to do. Can we just snip up? Oh, I forgot the Isaria Scout, but that's alright, it's all stuff that we can do in due course. So we just pull to here, we will have a quick look through green beans, canola, corn, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, sugar beet, cotton. Yeah, so we can't do grass with this. We might as well, if we empty that, we can go and return. So the planter, let's return that because we won't need it for this. And if we have a look at, so we can get ready, seeders. So we have 190 horsepower. It will be ripped up. Whoa, 300 horsepower, that's a lot. Can we? 240, 200. So I reckon we'll go with the horse, I would have said. Unless, what's this? That's 225. These are, I'd rather save these for different series. 3 meters, 4 meters. What's that? 3 meters. So I think again, that seems like, because that's 270, that's 220. What's this one? 240. Ooh, 180. Doesn't put fertiliser on though, so that's 12 meters, and that is 6. It's not a very big grass field, so I don't think that will matter too much. Yeah, and then obviously we will be where we go, rollers. So we do have a load of rollers ready for us. That's 9 meters, 7.6. That's the game. That's the starting one in game, 9.4. So that may be a good roller to go for, just to try and make, because we're going to have to lease everything, and we've only got £27,000 left. But on that note, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.